to order. Today is August 2nd, and in attendance we have Susan Feith, Pete Tao, Shane Blazer. Online we have Ben Goudreau, and we have also Ryan Austin in attendance. Our first item of business is, and the other two members are excused. Our first item of business is approval of the report from the July 12th Plan Commission meetings. And what are your wishes? We have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ben, can you hear us? No. Tyler, I'm not sure if Ben can hear us.
I cannot. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We can.
Still nothing, Ben? No sound for you?
I'm not sure if it's on his end or our end. Technology. So the city of Wisconsin Rapids shows mute. Should it?
Test 1, 2. Anything, Ben? Joe, are you able to hear us through Zoom? Okay.
Can you hear us now, Ben?
He's gonna call in. So we'll give him a minute to call in here.
Can you hear us now, Ben?
Test, test.
Can you hear us now, Ben?
I can. Can you hear me okay? Okay, you okay? You okay? You okay? I'm okay. I'm okay.
How about now, Ben?
Ben, can you test your mic again and confirm? All right, Mayor, let's continue. I think perhaps doing a roll call on each item, and we'll see then if we can call out Ben and see if he can respond. He said he was able to hear us for a moment there, and I don't know if anything changed up front, so I'm assuming he's still able to hear us. Ben, feel free to chime in if you still can, and we'll proceed with the normal agenda. Oh,
Right.
now he's gone.
See if you
Okay.
can try calling back in.
We do have a quorum without him, so if it means that he's not able to attend, then
You only need 4?
4 of 7, yep.
Okay. Thought he was our forum, so no, I guess not. Yeah. Can you hear us now, Ben? So I guess we have a motion and a second to approve the Plan Commission report. Kyle, you
Was,
said do a roll call vote?
just to confirm, it was Kyle with the motion, Keith
Susan with
with
second,
the
yep.
second. All right, so we'll do roll call from here on out. Blazer,
Aye.
Austin,
Aye.
Tao? Heath? Goodrow? Okay. Motion's carries 4-0.
You can't hear us, Ben? That's strange. Okay, let's move on to the next item, which is item 2. Plan 21-0730 Stephen Mauer, request for certified survey map approval to combine 2 lots, which include the dedication of a right-of-way at 2540 Lincoln Street, parcel IDs 3412447 and 3412445. Mr. Kearns.
Typically, lot combinations such as this don't come before Plan Commission. If they're under the same ownership and if they're previously surveyed parcels, they can be approved internally. However, in this case, there is a dedication. The city's official street map calls for a 5-foot dedication of right-of-way along Clyde Avenue. So said dedication does need to go through Plan Commission for approval and then forwarded to Common Council. Looking at this closer, the current home does not meet the lot size requirements, so this combination actually would make the home more conforming to the underlying zoning standards, and therefore staff would recommend approval, including the dedication of 5 feet along Clyde Avenue.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
Austin with the second.
Yep. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Oh, go ahead.
It's an existing garage, and the lot combination does not change the lot line on that southern side. So no, it's as long as it's not making it more non-conforming, which it isn't, because the lot line is not essentially moving on that south side.
Good? Yep. All right. Seeing nothing further, Kyle, if you want to do a roll call?
We may not need to. It looks like Ben has
Dropped off?
since, yep, dropped, which is fine, because again, we still have quorum.
Sounds good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That motion carried. On to item 3, Plan 21-0607, River Hill Dental Associates, public hearing and action on a request for a zoning map amendment to rezone 406 Daly Avenue, parcel ID 341101, from R2 Mixed Residential District to B2 General Commercial District or B5 Mixed Use Commercial District. Mr. Kearns.
Thank you. So we have the applicant requesting a rezone primarily because the dental clinic has shown interest in expanding on the site. And unfortunately, under their current zoning of R2, they cannot do that because they are a prohibited use. Again, with the current zoning R2, which is our mixed residential, the dental office is not a permitted use. So they've made the rezoning request to either B2 commercial, our general commercial district, or B5, our mixed-use commercial. So staff has performed a thorough review and analysis, taking into consideration the city's comprehensive plan, the surrounding zoning, the surrounding uses, adjacent properties and nearby thoroughfares. And we feel as though it is appropriate to rezone the parcel, primarily because the city's comprehensive plan, which governs all future land use, identifies this strip along the street to develop as mixed use. Mixed use is defined as areas for complementary mix of residential and commercial land uses over time. Most of the land uses will be commercial in nature. This area also includes lands designated for environmental protection and compatible civic uses. So ultimately, while some mixed-use areas may include residential, again, the comprehensive plan identifies that over the long term they develop as more commercial in nature. We also looked at, again, the nearby adjacent zoning, and there is a property along First Street South on the corner that is currently zoned B2 General Commercial. And then we also looked at uses, and there are, on the street, there are about 4 uses, actually 5 uses, similar like uses where you have office-type uses on the roadway. And staff also had looked at, again, the adjacency to the major thoroughfares with First Street South, as well as East Riverview Expressway, intersecting each other to the northwest. With all of these review items, staff, again, feels it is appropriate to rezone, and it was a matter of determining if B2 zoning was appropriate or if B5 zoning was appropriate. And so we identified the difference between the two districts. B5 tends to permit more commercial uses, more retail-type uses. If you think about 8th Street, that is zoned B2. So you have a range of, a lot of commercial uses, restaurant, retail, office, some more intense type uses where you have auto mechanics and auto sales. And then the B5 district is more of a kind of a mixed-use kind of neighborhood district where a lot of those uses either are prohibited or they require a conditional use permit, which allows the Plan Commission and Council to add conditions to those uses. For example, if I think it's retail, I think small retail would have to go through the conditional use permit process in the B5 district versus being just permitted in the B2 district. So again, it's an extra level of protection that the Plan Commission and Common Council would have, which I think is very appropriate for this area, given the residential uses to the south and the east of the property, to have that protection. If, for example, in the near future, the dental clinic left, under B2, a restaurant could come in and just pick up in the same building and operate. So you could have, late night parking, you could have lighting and noise that could certainly affect the surrounding neighbors, versus if it was zone B5, a restaurant type use, I think, is either prohibited or requires a conditional use permit, which again is that added level of protection to ensure that, if they want to operate the use, the Plan Commission could require vegetative buffering or screening or fencing or place restrictive hours on their operation to ensure that those uses are not having a negative impact on the residential properties to the south and to the east. So with that being said, we feel as though that B5 is the most appropriate use, and we would recommend approving the rezoning to B5.
Thank you. Should we hold a public hearing first and then before we get into it?
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Okay, thank you. So let's open the public hearing at 4:19 p.m. And I'll call for 3 times. Is there anybody who wishes to speak against rezoning the property? For a second time, does anybody wish to speak against rezoning the property? And lastly, does anybody wish to speak against rezoning the property? Seeing no one, would anybody like to speak in favor of rezoning the property? And secondly, does anybody wish to speak in favor of rezoning? And lastly, does anybody wish to speak in favor of rezoning the property? With that, we'll close the public hearing at 4:20 p.m. And I would open it up to the Planning Commission. Should anybody have any questions, comments, or?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion for approving the permanent zoning of the property to B5 mixed-use commercial.
Thank you. And we have a second by Feith. Is there any other further discussion, questions, concerns? Guess seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And we are on to, sorry, get back to the agenda. Item 4, adjournment. We have a motion
Second.
and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Does anybody oppose? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.